This is a video for women who believe in God. So I was at the store and they already have Halloween stuff out. So I think it's appropriate to go ahead and start talking about it. Women who believe in God, if you say you love God, stop doing these celebrations. Stop doing Easter, Christmas, Halloween. None of it is of God. So, we're not supposed to have any fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. We're told that, right? And so we know that Halloween is also called like Samhain, which is it's when like the veil between the spiritual and physical world is thinnest, and they can communicate with these spirits and everything like that. So why would you want to dress your children up and have them partake in this? We know now that where is it? It talks about how we war with these spiritual principalities. Yeah, so Ephesians 6 says, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authority." I don't think that's KJV. Hold on. Okay. "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." So we're supposed to be putting on the armor of God. Right? Halloween is very blatantly, it's like the most obvious wicked holiday that we have, right? As little kids, you might dress them up as angels or devils or just whatever it is. But when when women get older, they're going to be going to Halloween parties, they're going to be dressing slutty. There's just nothing good that really comes from it. So we have some other scriptures here. Isaiah 8:19 says, "And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their God, for the living to the dead?" Right? And I think it's pretty crazy because, we read that, and then in 1 Chronicles 10, Saul literally died for transgression, so for sin, and for asking counsel of one that had a familiar spirit. Yeah. Not good. Leviticus 19:31 says, "Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God." How much more plainly do you need it written? Don't have any relations with the unfruitful works of darkness, right? Yeah. I thought this was interesting. So in Exodus 22:18, it says that thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Which, when you look at that in the Strong's, it says a primitive root properly to whisper a spell, i.e. to enchant or practice magic, sorcery, or witchcraft, right? And we have people who literally claim to be a witch or to believe in crystals for healing and all of this stuff, when that's obviously not of God. Right? And then we have Revelation 21 verse 8, "But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all the liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death." Right? So we're all there's the two deaths. You have a physical death, and then you have a spiritual death, essentially. So do you want to spend an eternity in heaven, or do you want to spend an eternity in hell? Do you want your children to spend an eternity in heaven, or do you want them to be suffering in hell? Really think about it. Stop coveting these holidays. Stop coveting which house has the best decorations and things like that. You're literally wasting your money, and it's just not good at all. right? We have Ephesians 5:11-12, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. For it is a shame to even speak of those things which you've done to them in secret, right? So we know, like, producing fruit, you are going to be sharing the gospel, you're going to be fulfilling the royal law, that type of thing. And those who work darkness are going to be disobedient to the holy covenant, right? So this has, obviously deeper meaning, but, friendship with the world is enmity with God. You will literally be an enemy of God if you love the ways of this world. And think of Matthew 13 with the parable of the seed sower, right? Do you want to be choked out with the briars and thorns because you love the covetous ways of this world? It's really, really simple. Like, you have to choose what cup you're going to drink from. Do you want to drink from the cup of devils, or do you want to drink from the cup of God? Because really, it's your decision. Jeremiah 4:22, for my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge, right? And then Hosea 4:6, we know that his people are destroyed for knowledge. Isaiah 5, his people go into captivity, basically for a lack of knowledge. It's 1 Corinthians 10:21, for not drinking the cup of the Lord and the cup of the devils, right? And then you have that same language in Joshua 24:15. And, it's really, really just important. You have 1 Thessalonians 5, to abstain from all appearance of evil. So do that. Stop doing Halloween. Stop doing Christmas. Stop doing Easter. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be a children of the light or a children of the darkness? Children of the day, children of the night, right? We're all gonna have to answer for everything we've said, everything we've done one day. And so now that you've heard this, will you stand before God and say, I wanted to make my kids happy. I know you probably didn't want me to do that, but I chose them anyway. Or do you want to say, Father, I heard a message and, maybe it didn't resonate fully in my heart, but I stopped doing it to honor you. Or, wow, Father, thank you for opening my eyes. I really realize how wicked this is. I'm so sorry for doing it all of these years. I repent, and I'm sorry for doing that to you. Right? You have to choose. You don't want to be that backslidden servant, right? And after you hear this message, you are no longer going to be ignorant to it, because I have told you, and you're supposed to go and search these things out for yourself. So be like a Berean. Go search it out. Go read these scriptures. They're literally everywhere.